In today's video, we are going to be talking about 5 times where Supercell made a huge mistake that could have completely killed Clash of Clans. These reasons could be due to adding something into the game that exploits cheating, or adding buffs to troops that make them so OP that the game becomes super unbalanced, or by removing stuff from the game that causes a huge chunk of the player base to permanently quit Clash of Clans. Anyways, let's dive into it. What's going on, guys? So I feel there is no better place to start this video than probably at one of the bigger mistakes in Clash of Clans history, and that was made almost 2 years ago when Supercell decided to completely remove farming from the game. Now, although some people might argue that this wasn't a mistake, and to that I agree to a certain extent, that this probably was for the greater good of the game, however, was that really worth losing a huge chunk of the player base? I believe it was actually about 20% of the players that quit after this update was introduced, and the percentage could be off by a bit, but I do remember that a large group of players quit when Supercell announced they were removing farming. I am personally a fan of the new system, since I used to do base builds and it was a lot easier to get replays for the bases since people weren't just constantly dropping trophies and sniping town halls. And even though it was all for the greater good in the game, it didn't quite make sense to remove it since no one was complaining when farming was a thing, but once it was removed, that's when people got triggered. So why fix something that's not broken? But anyways, those are just my thoughts on this matter. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. But moving on to the next mistake, this one was actually a buff to the now unpopular miners. When they had initially come into the game, I believe they got a significant buff to their hit points that turned them into living, digging battle machines. The mass miner attacks completely took over the meta and made it easier than ever before to 3-star max Town Hall 11s and pretty much any base below that. Every top base was specifically designed to counter miner attacks, since one time out of 2 you would be getting attacked by some miners. And since they were invulnerable to any attacks while they were underground, it made them super OP and completely killed the game for a short time. And while maxed out bases were getting 3-starred with ease, this definitely did not kill the game in the same way as removing farming. However, it did kill the meta and completely ruined the balance within the game. Next up, we have a really awesome new feature that helps us a ton and creates a lot of good times within clans. However, when it was first released, it was used a lot to cheat, and in any competitive clan wars, it could mean the difference between winning and losing. So lots of clans would take advantage of this feature and use it to their advantage to help them win wars. And this feature was the now popular friendly challenges. And since then, they have added a 24-hour cooldown for Town Hall 9 and above, to prevent people from copying the base they are going up against and then practicing on it until they could consistently 3-star it. So after one scout attack, or even before that, a player could have copied the base, then have his clanmates practice against that base, so that when they attack the real one in war, they would almost guarantee get a 3-star on it. So for most casual players, this probably wouldn't have affected them too much, but for any top end or competitive clashers, this opened an opportunity for lots of fair cheating, since it's not really cheating, but it is taking advantage of a flaw in the system. Then next up, we have another troop buff, which was actually to the Valkyries. Tons of you may remember just how OP these gals were, where they would just shred through any base in record time. They were absolutely insane, and under rage with jump spells, they were literally nothing that could get in their way. So obviously this made attacking a lot easier and possibly more fun for some people. However, on defense, it made for a hell of a time, and I don't mean that in the good way. It was literally a nightmare, since the OP Valks would shred through any base regardless. So like the miners, it discouraged lots of players and killed the meta, since the meta was Valks. Lots and lots of Valks. Anyways, the next update that almost killed Clash of Clans, and this one actually caused the game to crash and made it impossible for people to log on, so it literally killed Clash of Clans for at least like 12 hours. So this was a while back when there was no clan wars. So when Supercell released the update for the first ever clan war, hundreds of thousands of people all tried logging on at the same time and were unable to. Either that, or they would get on for a few minutes and just have the game crash on them. So for almost half a day, logging on was literally impossible, at least for me. And then all that hype turned out to be pretty pointless, since everyone was just trying to rush online just so that they could start the war search. And then they had to wait one day before the actual war would actually start. And despite all of the problems they ran into early, that update was definitely worth having it crash and going through half a day with bugs, glitches, and crashes. So since clan wars are now the backbone of the game, it was all worth it in the end. However, it did kill Clash of Clans literally for about 12 hours. That's going to conclude today's list video. I hope you guys are enjoying these types of videos because I have a lot of fun making them. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to drop a like on the video and comment down below any suggestions you have for future videos. Also, if you ever want to ask me a question or just want to talk to me, even just saying hey, I will usually be down in the comment section within the first 1,000 views of a video, responding to as many comments as I can. So if you're early, then I will almost guaranteed be able to respond to you. Except for special exceptions, of course, when I am up super late and I have to post a video and then I go straight to bed. And also, in each video from now on, I will be having a daily question or poll for you guys to answer. All you have to do is click the I in the top right corner of the screen to answer the question. And once you answer, you will be able to see what most of the other people chose as well, and see if you are in the majority or not. And anyways, that is going to be it for today's video. I'll see you guys in the next. Peace.